So Uber and Lyft is making a shared database among drivers who have been deactivated. That couldn't go wrong, could it? That's what we're talking about right now. Hey everyone, my name is Chris and welcome to Real Rideshare Stories. So today we're going to be talking about Uber and Lyft are teaming up to create a database for drivers when they're accused of either some sort of issue when it comes to being on the platform. So it could get you deactivated on another platform. And it's not just going to be open to Uber and Lyft, but other rideshare companies could be using it as well. All right, so this is an article from Engadget. Link will be in the description below, so if you want to check this out, then you can. And it's titled, Uber and Lyft create a shared database of drivers banned for assault. And it's also going to be open to other transportation and delivery companies. So if you do something wrong, you might regret it in the entire gig economy. But there are some major issues when it comes to this because we all know there's a lot of false accusations, and just being accused of something doesn't necessarily make it true, and that could be a major problem when it comes to it. But either way, let's get to the article and then share your thoughts with what you think about this. So it says, Uber and Lyft will work together to share information on U.S. drivers and delivery people accused of physical and sexual assault to ensure those individuals are banned on both platforms, the two companies announced on Thursday in separate blog posts. HireRight, a company that specializes in conducting background checks, will oversee the industry sharing safety program database. Other transportation and delivery companies in the U.S. will have a chance to contribute and access the database as long as they adhere to the same data accuracy and privacy policies that Uber and Lyft must follow. Now, I'd like to know what those are, but I haven't looked it up yet, so I'm not sure if they're out there or not yet. But either way, it says, we want to share this information with each other and hopefully in the near future with other companies so that our peers in this space can be informed and make decisions for their own platforms to keep those platforms safe. Jennifer Bradenberger, Lyft's head of policy development, told NBC News. The database won't include information on victims. Additionally, the incident that landed the driver in the database will fall in broad categories. Now, I think they really need to talk to their drivers and delivery people because these types of things you kind of need to know. And again, if there's a false report coming against you of something, which does happen, then that unfortunately can land you in hot water in not just the platform that you were working on, but across the entire gig economy if this type of thing is adapted. Now, the problem with this is this leaves a lot of errors and they're not accounting for 50% of the issues, which we're going to get into in a second. But it says creating a joint database of physical and sexual abusers is a major step for the two companies. Both Uber and Lyft have been frequently and consistently criticized for doing too little to protect their passengers, particularly if they're women from predatory drivers. Now, part of that is true. Yes, they're trying to do what they can. Unfortunately, if they're a predatory driver, that is the issue. You want to try to create as safe of an opportunity for all people to use ride-sharing platforms or delivery platforms without any issue. But unfortunately, some people fall through the cracks and get in. Now, those types of people should not be allowed on the platform at all, on both sides. Meaning not just passenger safety, but what about driver safety? Let's look at the video that was just last week when it was the woman who grabbed the guy's phone, who grabbed him and tore off his face mask, coughed, and said she had corona. Now, shit like that is ridiculous. And good thing that they're banned. They're also getting arrested. So that's that as well. But that accounts for half of the problem. So right here, it says when Uber published its first safety report in 2019, the company revealed it had received nearly 6,000 reports of sexual abuse reports between 2017 and 2018. The only thing is, 3,000 of those were drivers reporting passengers. So where is the passenger accountability? Where is the safety for drivers from this type of issue? Now, this is a real problem because they're claiming that they're not doing enough to protect passengers. What about them not doing enough to protect drivers? Same should go both ways, especially when it comes to anybody in the form of a sexual or physical assault. 100% should be banned on both platforms, and you need to be more accountable, meaning you should be providing some sort of real identification like you need to for pretty much everything else when you sign up for something. Because if you go against those terms and conditions, they're like, nah, well, we're going to ban them, but there's ways around it. And that's one of the big problems. So again, this is something that looks good on paper, but when you actually really break it down, it's not really going to do anything except for hurt drivers, especially those who were falsely accused. And this says accused. This doesn't mean if there was anything like a actual criminal investigation or anything like that. That just means you're accused. If you're accused of something and yet you have the dash cam footage to back up that nothing went wrong or that the passenger was a problem, what happens then? There's a lot of problems I can see with this happening. Again, I do agree with the problematic drivers. They need to be removed from the platform. I understand that 100% to try to protect people from when they get in. But the reverse is also true. It needs to protect from those riders who are also causing problems. So it goes, in 2019, 14 unnamed women sued Lyft, alleging the company failed to run adequate background checks on its drivers, finding a way to share the identities of contractors whom it had removed from its platform was one of the actions Uber said it would take in its safety report. Now, I want to hear what your thoughts are on this particular shared database. Do you think that this is actually going to be a good thing? Do you think that it's going to be a bad thing? Or do you think that there needs to be more information given out exactly how these things are going to be processed, how the different information is going to be collected, and how it's going to be used between platforms or other platforms that may try to access this information? Comment below with your thoughts. All right, that's the end of the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications so you'll be notified every time a new video is uploaded. And as always, never drink and drive. Always tip your drivers, delivery drivers, and your shoppers. And we'll see you next time.